Hey, welcome, buenas estimation of Excelazip. I hope that you are well. Today I will talk about primitive type function interface related to predicate. Okay, so if we take our example predicate, we use it. We have this predicate to check if this number is even or no. Okay, and I have shown you that is a problem with this type. I have autobox and unboxing each time I want to check. Okay, so for this purpose I will use primitive type function interface related to predicate. So here, for example, if you want to put in input parameter, for example, int primitive type, is it possible or no? No, isn't possible because it is a generic type parameter. So, how to resolve this problem? How to do this? In Java 1.8, there is a new function interface that allows us to make this type of operation. So here we will use this interface, IntPredicate. IntPredicate, it is function interface, but without input type parameter. There is no input type parameter. You can just check with int primitive type. Okay? So here is the difference. Look, there is no input type parameter. In predicate we have this input type t type, this generic type. But here we don't have it. But the abstract method test, how you write, it is the same method, but what is the difference between this method and the previous? It is so simple. Public boolean test, but in the parameter argument, we have just int argument. We can't put anything else. Okay? We can just put int primitive type. It is so simple like this. Okay? So if you want to make an example, it's very easy. Let's do it. I will just rewrite the previous example with the primitive type int. Okay? So here what I will do, int predicate, but without input type parameter. There is nothing here. Okay? So int predicate p equal, and the same thing, after the same thing. X, simple arrow, x divided by 2 equal to 0. Okay? And if I want to check, it is the same thing, system out.println p dot test 25, for example. Okay? So do you see there is no generic type in our predicate. Okay? When we have used IntPredicate. So I will execute this simple program to computer to see the result, and you will see it's the same thing. But here the only difference, there is no input type, and you can just use int primitive type with IntPredicate. Okay, let's execute this program. Let's go. So let's write our print predicate to check if the number is even or no. Check if number is even or no with IntPredicate. Let's go. So here int predicate and without input type parameter. Okay, so p, I just import IntPredicate. It's the same thing. Import in java.utils function and IntPredicate if you want predicate. Okay, same thing, same package. Now I will create my Lambda expression, always same thing. x simple arrow, x divided by 2 equal 0 to 0. And here I will check system out.println p.test with int value 25, and here the same thing with 20 or 24, 30. Okay, let's see the result. False and true. It works perfectly. Okay. Now you have seen this new primitive type function interface IntPredicate is related to predicate, and the difference between him and the predicate function interface is in this new function interface there is no input type parameter. We can just use int primitive type. Okay? Now there is another primitive type function interface related to predicate. For example, if you want to check with long primitive type or double, so here what you will use? You will use this interface for long. This interface long predicate, and there is no input type parameter such as IntPredicate. Okay, and the test method, the argument is long primitive type L. Okay, so simple like this. Also, if you want to use double primitive type, it is possible also, yes, and there is this interface DoublePredicate. There is no input type parameter, and in the test method there is double primitive type D. Okay, so simple like this. So we have these three primitive type function interface related to predicate. We have IntPredicate, and also long predicate, and also double predicate. Of course, there is another default method, static method. There is no difference about this. For other methods, it is same thing. Okay, it's just the abstract method that changes here. Okay, so I hope that you have understand this new primitive type function interface. Now it's very easy. Just use the primitive type that you want to check. If it's integer, we use IntPredicate. It's double predicate. It's long. It is long predicate, and put it directly in the test method. Okay. I hope that you have understand. I repeat, just practice, practice, practice. Directly, test, test, test. I see you in next video, inshallah, to continue this topic about primitive type, to be more comfortable and familiar. It's very important. Okay? Thank you a lot of brothers and sisters. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel. I tell you goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.